Hello FlowsTube, my name is Tamara, and in today's video I wanted to show you another part of my cross-stitch stash. It's going to be about charts and the components of the charts where I purchased something for this chart. I hope that this is going to be the last part of the charts because I don't have so many, and I hope that I'm going to manage in one video. Okay, let me start with Mirabilia and Nora Corbett. First of all, I would like to tell you that I don't have a lot of stitched Mirabilias and Nora Corbetts. Nevertheless, I like the designs very much. It's just I will take it slower probably than other stitchers. I have stitched Eliana, Princess Eliana. When it was released, the design, I liked it a lot. That's why I purchased it like immediately and stitched it. I have some Nora Corbett. I have the Scorpio Girl. I have letter T. What else? Don't remember, but I know that... no, that's it, I think. I don't have a lot of them. I'll tell you from the very beginning. Okay, so I would like to start with a chart which is being sold, still is being sold, just on Casa Cenina. This is Un ricamo per rinascere. It's called in Italian, and it is sold only in electronic way, so you don't see it like this, the usual charts. It was released in 2017, and it was made by Nora Corbett, especially for the Italian shop Casa Cenina, because in 2017 in one part of Italy it was a severe earthquake, and I remember that Nora said that all the money which had to be raised from the sales of this chart, they would have go as help, as I remember correctly. I will try to insert you a photo of how the stitch design should look like, because you are paying the money as usual when you are buying a PDF chart, you know, like you are paying and the chart is being sent to your email. The only thing I have here is the linen, is the Zweigart linen, which I want to use to stitch the design on. The design has not many shades of DMC threads and Mill Hill beads. It doesn't have any treasure, so it's not an expensive design, by the way, but it's a beautiful one. I like it. That's why I still have the chart, because I intend to stitch it one day. Next, I have such a geese by Nora Corbett. This, by the way, it's a part of the series 12 Days of Christmas. I looked at all the other 11. Some of them I like, some of them I don't like so much to stitch. That's why, because I considered stitching the 12 of them. I saw them being stitched. They're beautiful, but I decided that no, I'm not going to stitch them all. I'm going to stick to this one, which I like the most, 6 geese laying. And I purchased the design, and I remember that at that time I had, because this is the bid pack, by the way, the so-called bid pack. The thing is that at that time I already had this Beconosis, 4mm Beconosis, and this should be like two packs of Mill Hill. And I looked for the other treasures which I needed for this design, and they were being sold on 123 Stitch, and I purchased them from there. So this is this one, and this one. So actually I have to look in my stash for Kreinik. Does it need Kreinik? Yes, it does. 011 High Luster. I have this one. For sure, I have this one. I don't know about 28th number. And some Mill Hill beads, and I remember that from these beads I will also have some of them. That's why I didn't buy the full bead pack for them, because I already started having a stash of beads, a stash of Kreinik, and first I prefer to look what I have. If I have enough to stitch the design, I use that one, and I buy the things which I don't still have for the design. And I'm intending to do all this thing with everything I have, because it has sense to use what you already have, you know. Okay, English Roses, a very beautiful design, quite popular, I would say. I like it a lot. This chart was purchased from the local eBay a few years ago. It's not new, but the chart is in very good state. It means probably they made a copy and used the copy, because this chart it's very good. Recently I saw this chart on our local eBay for 45 pounds, and I suppose, I'm not sure, but I suppose that probably it's going out of print. Usually if something starts costing lots of money, it means that this one is out of print. And for this one I purchased the Wildlife ribbon, which also is going out of production, and it's more and more difficult to find. So I purchased it from 2 different shops, but at different times. It should be enough, and it should be what is requested for here. I hope it's going to be okay. Though I saw stitchers who take other brands of silk threads, almost the same colors, and they look very beautiful. So of course it's possible to use alternatives. And I also purchased the fabric which is needed for this one, because it's such a color of fabric. It's desert sand, and the design looks exceptionally beautiful on this fabric, so I won't change the fabric for anything in the world. And by the way, I think this is one of the Mirabilias which has the chance being stitched one of the firsts, because I like it a lot. I had like the tempting of stitching it, but still it's not stitched. Then Titania, Queen of Fairies. This is the first Mirabilia chart I have purchased in my life. It was a few years ago. It was purchased from Sew and Sew, the shop which was working at the time here in UK. It was Mirabilia at the time. It was very popular on YouTube. Almost everybody was stitching Mirabilia, and I thought I was looking for the designs which were released, or how did I say, which have been released until that moment, and I liked this one very much. I decided that I will buy this one, and I purchased also the Crystal Treasures, the only treasures which I needed here. After these years, I reconsidered this chart several times, if I still like it, if I would still stitch it, and yes, you know, I would still stitch this chart. This design. That's why I thought about looking for chestnut linen, because I would like to stitch it on the linen which is recommended by the key. And yes, one day this one is going to be stitched. By the way, I don't have mermaids. I like the Mermaid of the Wreck. I think this is how it's called. I have been always loving her, and maybe I'll buy her one day and I'll stitch, but so far I don't have any mermaid be stitched, and I have any in my stash. Yes. And then I have such a Santa, beautiful Santa, nice Santa. This was the 100th Mirabilia chart, the Jubilee chart, or how should I call it, because this one inside has this Swarovski element, so it's inside. If you buy the chart, you buy it with this one. And for this one I decided to buy the bead pack, because here it's a lot of Magnifica beads. It's the this one, the treasures, it's the bugle, how they call these beads, which I have like very little of this one in my leftovers. That's why I decided that it worths buying the bead pack. I have the Whisper, which is required here, and it seems to me that I have the Caron, which is asked for here. It was purchased for another design, but I have it. So I have to check with the Kreinik and buy the fabric. Yes, and that's it about Mirabilia and Nora Corbett. Yes. I have a Bella Filipina. I like Bella Filipina designs, but this one was the one which was released in 2018, and I think it was the year when I purchased this one because I liked her. This is Reina Mariposa, Queen of Butterflies. And I saw this one being stitched, and its purple colors, plum purple colors, look very, very beautiful. And for this one, I even have some material, because it was a time when I was ready to stitch this one, but haven't started it. So I bought such a Belfast yellow one. beautiful. I think she's going to look very beautiful on this one. And I even tried to purchase some materials because I have the treasures which are required here. I have some number 6 and number 8 beads which are required here, some cranic, and the interesting thing is that the variegated threads which I asked for here, they are DMC variegated, and I also purchased them. So I still have to add, I think, some beads, but more or less this one has everything to be stitched. Yeah. So this one I still like. That's why I still didn't think about like not stitching it. And the next I wanted to show you, this is the Stony Creek designs. I have like 5 charts so far. I haven't stitched anything from Stony Creek, but I love their style quite a lot. That's why I think that I will stitch this and maybe buy more. Okay, so what do I have? I have something which I showed, I would say quite recently in one of my videos, like in detail. I have purchased such a series of seasons. This is winter, then this is summer. You know that I like stitching seasons during the season. This is summer, and this is autumn. And all these designs are being stitched on, how do I say, this kind of fabric with dots. I purchased the fabric according to the key, so I remember looking for this one quite thoroughly because I couldn't find it so easily, but the rest of them were being found easily. And I also purchased for this design the buttons which are recommended by the key. I purchased the charts and the buttons from the site Stony Creek, so from Stony Creek itself. So these are the buttons. I love buttons, I love treasures, I love all these things. And then such a Glissom Gloss rainbow blending thread also is recommended by the key in one of the designs. Then in summer I think it's needed this DMC variegated. I also purchased it. Then there is a Threadworks. This is for autumn if I'm not wrong. And in different designs are asked different Wix Dye Works. I purchased them and I'll see. This one was my leftovers and I just brought it here in case I will need it. So I have everything for this design. So of course I have to pull out the DMC threads which are required, but I have everything. That's why I think that these charts, these designs will be started quite soon. I think the latest it's going to be starting with winter of next year. I see, but I taking into account that I took so much time to put them together, I think that I'm going to stitch them quite quickly, quite recently, let's say so. Okay, and from Stony Creek I have one more chart, which also was like, this chart with their materials, how do I say, I gathered little by little. Little by little. So I have such a chart. This is a very beautiful one. This is the Jubilee Welcome sampler. Here it is. This is how it looks like. And for this one I have the Baby Boy Blue. It's called the linen. I remember looking for it quite a lot because this one is out of production, but it's very, very beautiful. And then I have the treasures which are asked here by the key. Again, I have the embellishment pack which is asked by the key here, and the blending filament already from Cranic, some also Cranic Mori or milk paint. What is this? Cranic milk paint. You see? It's here. Then there is a Gentle Art Mint Jubilee, and then there is a Threadworks. this one. So for this design I also have all the materials except the DMC threads, and also this one is ready to be stitched. The next I wanted to show you are some Just Another Button charts. Don't have a lot. I like Just Another Button, sorry, Cricut collection. I like Cricut collection, and after stitching this one, these ones I hope buying more. I have such a soft boiled design. This one was purchased on Casa Cunina quite a few years ago. Remember that this one was being sold for €1. Don't know why. At the time I thought that maybe Cricut collection is taking it out of print, but now after that I saw it. I don't know why they had this sale. Okay, it wasn't just this chart. There were a few charts, but still I think it was strange, but it was pleasant for me. I like this one very much, and I remember when I purchased it, I wanted so much to stitch it. And at that time, the Sew and Sew shop was closing, and they were selling a lot of things on discount. And I purchased some buttons. Some of them are according to the key, but some of them are not according to the key. And I remember that next step I wanted to purchase the fabric. And fabric here is quite tricky because this one is being stitched on R&R reproduction, which I couldn't find at the time, and I wouldn't find it now for sure, because we have to look for something else, because this one is not being sold anymore. And this one is on Bellana. This Bellana is a big count from Zweigart, and I remember also not finding that ones at the time, and I just stopped. How do I say? Purchasing anything for this design, but I hope one day I will come back to this design and I will purchase the necessary materials and I'll stitch it, because I still like it. Then I have the open house. I have the other house, Halloween house stitched. And this one was many years in my plan to be stitched, because I have even purchased fabric for it. I have the button pack for this one purchased. I have the leftovers of the weeks that works from that house, and I purchased a new one for this one. And every year before Halloween I'm thinking that now I'm going to take this house and I'm going to stitch it, and I don't do it. So one day for sure it will come the time for this one to be stitched as well. And one more design from Cricut Collection. This is Playing with Jacks, such pumpkins, very nice. Hope to stitch it one day. Don't know why, don't know when, but time will come for sure. Time will come and I will stitch this one. And I also have two designs from Just Another Button. This is from the series, like you buy the buttons and the chart is for free, something like this, but if you buy the buttons you need the chart. This is such a design, flip-flops, such a summary, nice design. This is how it looks like. And also I have a Halloween design, Girls Night Out, also very nice. And again, every Halloween I'm thinking about starting this one and stitching it. This is how it looks like. Yes, so this is kind of designs with buttons, I would call them. The next I wanted to show you, this is Kreinik metallic thread. This is Nora Corbett design for Kreinik, and for this one I have the leaflet. This one is out of print, by the way, and I have such a bag full of Kreinik. Yes, because this design, the thing of this design is about Kreinik. And I remember buying this one, almost all of it I purchased from 1 to 3 Stitch, and I used to buy it like one by one. For example, I made a purchase, I was using to add a Kreinik. I was making a purchase, I was used to add a Kreinik. So little by little I added the Kreinik I need for this design. The fabric here is antique ivory, so it's not out of print. It's something which you can purchase like on usual basis and stitch it. And DMC threads. So that's why this one, more or less, I would say that also is ready to be stitched. Next I have a few charts, few two. I have Madame Lafay. I have only one chart from this designer. She has a lot of these kind of samplers on a lot of topics. I like a lot of them, but this one was purchased a few years ago. I like it. Kind of, again, before every Christmas I'm thinking maybe taking and stitching it, but I haven't stitched it yet. This one also was purchased on Casa Cunina, and I remember that it has such a charm here as a petit cadeau pour vous. Probably it was from the, I don't know if every chart from Madame Lafay has this one, this kind of petit cadeau, little presents, but this one had it. So I still like the design, I still would like to stitch it one day. Oh, I said that I have from Stony Creek, I missed one thing. I purchased quite recently such a booklet. This is all occasion ties, which is quite nice, I would say. From which I like designs with bow ties. So I'm thinking about maybe stitching some bow ties from this design. But I have to purchase this kind of fabric first. Yes. And yeah, so we are going to the next chart. And here it comes, the last part of my charts, which I have. So first I wanted to show you such a design by this is Blackbird Designs, The Long and Winding Road. Quite a nice one. Like very much how this was finished into a box lid. Thinking about having it as a box lid as well when time comes to be stitched. So this one. Then I have Fracture Flowers by La Dida. Here I already have Gentle Art Bayberry, just this one, because the rest of them are DMC. And this one is stitched on 32nd count Ren by Picture This Plus. I have 28th count Ren. Maybe I'll stitch on the 28th. I'll see. Then I have the Coffee Samplers by Heartstring Samplery. If I'm not wrong, they have already a new design with coffee. I have the first two old ones, so here they are. I'm a coffee person, so that's why I would like very much to have this one stitched. I have already the threads. By the way, the threads for both of these ones are the same. They have like Wix Dye Works, Gentle Art and Colorworks threads, and I purchased just one skein of each, so I didn't buy two palominos, two grasshoppers and things like this. I have just one. Don't know which count I will use for stitching. These ones were stitched on the 40th count. 40th? Yeah. For me it's too little, the 40th. I'm thinking about 32nd. I don't know. Honestly, I haven't thought about which count to choose, but I already have the threads, which is a good thing because I can start them soon, I would say. Then I have by Little House Needleworks such a design. This one I just came across it on 1 to 3 Stitch, liked it a lot and decided to buy. So they advise here to buy some just another buttons, these ones. They were in stock and I purchased them. And if I'm not wrong, I have the Classic Colorworks threads as well. Ladybug, Caterpillar, Beansprout. They are not here, but I remember at the time buying them. Yeah. And I have decided to decide about the linen, because here it's R&R reproduction, but I don't have R&R reproduction. Then I have such a design by Plum Street Samplers, Judge Not. Such nice design. And for this one I kind of, how do you say, buy the materials. So I have like 5 or 6 Gentle Arts, no, Classic Colorworks, sorry. And I have to buy 4 more because 10 or 11 are needed for this design, don't remember exactly. And I have to buy more like this design, by the way. Then I have Lila Studios, such a bee sampler, which I also like. Bought it a couple of years ago. I like the bee stitches, stitching bees and honey and everything, which is stitching bees and what is connected with bees, with honey, these things. Nice. I don't know how to finish this one, by the way. Here it's finished in kind of long pillow. I would finish this one in a certain way so that it would be nice. I don't know. Then I have such a design by Manity Donna, such a Halloween days sewing basket. Here it is. I remember wanting this, and this one was being sold on 1 2 3 Stitch, and I was not buying it. Don't know why. And when I knew that I wanted it, it was not sold there anymore. So, like not a long time ago, I found it in a shop where I was buying something different. I just saw that they had it in stock, and I purchased it. So this is the handle of the basket. So you can imagine how small the basket is going to be, because when you look here, you actually think that the basket is big. And there is a bat, which is going to be sewn, attached here on the scissor fob. This is going to be a scissor fob. Nice one. Nice one, this. And I have something else. I have this one. So this is Blackbird Designs. This is summer, autumn, and winter. These ones, as far as I know, were out of production for a while, and then they reprinted them. So when they reprinted them, it was the time when I bought them, actually. I like them. And I asked, when I showed them in my purchase video, I asked why does it start with summer. So we have summer, we have autumn, we have winter, but we don't have spring. And I asked why we don't have spring, and I was told that spring was actually published in a magazine. Sometime it was published in a magazine, and it never was released as a chart. If you know if there is a spring part, and where can this spring part be found, because I am really curious to find out, honestly. And for this design I have everything, and most probably this is going to be the design which is going to be soon, or the soonest started. So here I have such a linen. This is Belfast Swigert, don't know what color, but I chose this color because according to the key it's required Irish cream by R&I reproduction, and I don't have R&I reproduction 30th count, so that's why I think that 32nd is going to be, it's going to be okay. And I have the threads here according to the key. So here it's needed Gentle Art and Classic Color Works, yes, and I have all the threads according to the key. That's why I am thinking about starting stitching them. Nice. Really, really nice. And these are all the charts I wanted to show you in this video. Actually, I have also the charts for the half dolls and the materials for them. Wanted to show them in this video, but I changed my mind because I'm thinking about having a video about my half dolls, which I haven't stitched yet. They're 5, they're not a lot. And also in that video to show you the China bone, which I have, because in the last months, I would say, I became interested in collecting some pieces, some things, and some of them are connected to stitching, some of them not, but they are such nice things that I think it's going to be nice for you to watch them. So I would be pleased to show them to you, and I hope it's going to be nice for you to look at them. And also I would like to film a video about my cross-stitch library, because I have a mini library with books, with booklets, for magazines, for stitching, and I would be happy to show you what I have and which charts from them I would like to stitch. I had such a video a few years ago, but since then quite a lot of things have been purchased and added, and some of the things I sold because I found out that there is nothing from there I would like to stitch. So that's why I think about organizing myself and filming such two videos for you. But that's everything what I wanted to show you in this video. I hope it was interesting for you. I hope you liked it. And of course, see you in my next videos. Until then, bye bye.